Hello everyone, this is Aneel Khowaja, a registered migration agent and co-founder of Think Happy Thousands. A warm welcome to everybody. We'll be discussing about the news updates regarding the Australian immigration. Apart from that, what exactly the plan needs to be, those who are really planning to apply for Indian migration to Australia, and few of the tips. So let's take a quick break. After the break, we'll wait for a few of more audience to join, and then we'll start the summarized version of the news updates. Yeah. Hello everyone. I'll be talking today about the new NATI updates came on 9th August 2022. All NATI CCL tests which has been given after 9th August 2022 will have an expiry of 5 years, whereas those who have done the test prior to 9th August 2022 will have an expiry of 3 years. Thank you. Welcome back. So one of my version where we have recorded the NATI update. Let's start with the summarized version of the immigration updates. So the first and foremost, the legislative update for 191 amendments. So 16th November, they started the applications for 191. So those who are on 491, they are eligible, they can apply for 191. Now, another good news for those families who are here on a visitor visa, or those who have no further stay on their visitor visa or any other temporary visa, can apply for 191 while they are onshore. So they don't need to go offshore to apply for 191, they can do it onshore. Now, the second update is that Queensland has suspended their business program. So no more applications of 132 and 188 nominations. First, there is a very clear clarification on 408. Now, 408 visa is quite hot at the moment. Most of the temporary visa holders or visa extending, they're all applying with 408, and you would able to work full time for a whole year, regardless of you working in a critical sector or not. Now, the good part is earlier it was that you have to stick with only one employer, but now you can work with a multiple employer. The department has no longer put restrictions whether you should keep one employer or multiple. Even the important part is you can be a self-employed as well. So lots of people wanted to start the business, they can do so. Job program. The one of the biggest news is you can do a professional plan on 408 as well. But do remember, as soon as you get 408, you will have only 4 months to ensure that your PY enrollment is spot on. As soon as you get, say, you wasted 15-20 days and you start your PY, no PY recommendations. You have to have at least 12 months of visa left in order to apply for the professional year. Now, the fourth one is the withdrawal of unwanted applications. Now, this is very important. Now, for instance, if you applied for 408 visa and during that time you got, say, 49 and 190 visa granted, and somehow you forgot to withdraw the 408 visa, then it's gonna be a big blunder. If the 408 visa will granted, then your 190 will be revoked. So make sure that you are really looking into this matter and make sure that your applications, the unwanted applications, are withdrawn. You speak to your migration agents or your agents in order to act quickly rather than you have your permanent application being voided. Now, the fifth one is Tasmania has opened up their all streams. So now gold, green, orange, all are open. So whichever category you were waiting for so long, now you can apply to Tasmanian applications. The step is that you need to lodge an EOI and then lodge an ROI. So ensure that at least they consider you and they give you a marking. So there is an estimator. You just need to check the eligibility calculator or checker where if you fall under the green or orange or golden, then you need to just apply the registration of interest, and then they will invite you through the UI. So this is how the Tasmania general skill migration applications have been happening. Another good news, new softwares as we have predicted. So it's a proud moment for me. I predicted this thing and they have came up with this screen where if you have lived in regional New South Wales for 12 months and you've been working in nominated occupation in regional area for 12 months, then you can apply for that stream. Then you will bypass whatever the list requirement of experiences. For instance, the main list has 3 to 5 years of experience, you waive that off. So this is a very good news for you guys. So those who are still in regional New South Wales, try to grab a job in a nominated occupation, get 12 months done, and then apply. You might apply prior to 12 months, but then it would be a discretion of the RD whether they will accept the application. So make sure that at least you have 8% requirements are met. Now, waitresses also have updated in a well that there would be only 25 ID applications in a day. So you need to make sure that at least you applying within the time frame. You're not waiting forever, because priority applications are super cool that they give you the outcome within 28 seconds, even less. So priority applications are super awesome in order to get a quicker response, rather than you the normal person might get into the negative outcome as well. So these are all updates. TRA also have updated, they have updated their website, their system has been updated, and there are a few other changes on their website. So you do go and check the TRA. They have also updated their occupation list as well. So make sure you fall under the occupation. Maybe you have checked it 3 or 4 months prior to check your eligibility in the TRA website. Now it's been changed. So make sure you have you should know these changes and you have checked the website before lodging any application. So these were the quick summary. We'll be right back after a short break. Then I'll be discussing the Victorian state sponsorship, Western Australia state sponsorship, and what you're expecting New South Wales to start inviting from which state onwards. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Hello everyone. There is an interesting fact about the OET Occupational English Test. Department of Home Affairs will be accepting OET test if you combine two tests together to meet the superior or proficient English. This liberty is only given to OET test itself. So for instance, if you going with the PT or IELTS, you won't be able to get the same liberty, whereas for the OET, you can combine together, as I said earlier, to make it proficient or superior in order to get maximum points towards your general skill migration. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Taimur here. I've applied for my wife's partner visa around 9 months ago through Think Higher Consultants, and all right, welcome back, team. I think there was a technical issue, especially in terms of the voice. So we'll be repeating the summary again, and then I'll be straight away go to the state sponsorship without any break. So at least people, those who are waiting for the questions to be answered, then we can definitely take those answers as well. Now, quickly we'll summarize. So, legislative updates for subclass 191 amendment. So, what exactly it is that they have started taking 191 applications, those who are eligible for 491. So, make sure that at least if you are eligible, you should apply. Also, the good news for the dependents, if the dependent has no further stay on the temporary visas, then they should able to apply while they're onshore. They don't need to go offshore. So that's the best, a part of the new legislative amendments for the 191. Now, Queensland business program has been suspended, so they are not taking any more applications for 182 and 132. So those who really wanted to apply for a business nomination, they have to wait for another few months until unless they open up. 408 clarification. So 408 has a dilemma that whether you should work with the multiple employers or not. Now department has clarified that you are able to work no matter if you got a 408 from XYZ employer, you can still apply with the multiple, you can still work with the multiple employers. Also, you can do a self-employment as well. So, there is a big, skill shortage in Australia. So they have allowed everyone to make sure that at least they are working uh, with themselves or with any other employer employee. So I think it's a great news. Apart from that, 408 can be extended as well. So you all know that you have to apply for new 408 in order to extend the 408. You can do so. So do check with your migration agent. It's a very great news. Now you can do whatever you want to do on 40. That's technically the summarized version of this news. Now, the another news is Veritas. They have kept the the priority processing to 25. So every day they will give 25 applications a priority. So you need to be spot on. You need to apply the priority processing as soon as they opens up. If you miss, then you have to wait for another day. The priority processing, the beauty of priority processing is to get the outcome within 26 days or even earlier. And most of the times we have seen that if you have applied for priority processing, then you have got a positive outcome. So make sure you taking this opportunity and don't miss out. Whenever you're applying for Vetases, do charge an extra 600, 700, but it's worth it rather than waiting for several months on a normal application, and at the end you might get a negative outcome. TRA has also updated their list. So if you have checked your occupation 3 or 4 months, prior, then make sure you again check it, because there are lots of occupations which they have added and removed. Apart from that, the website has been changed as well. So they have made the website more user friendly, so you can able to check the eligibility criteria as well. Now, all right, so these were the updates. Now let's go to the state sponsorship updates. So first and the foremost, which I promised before the break, is the Victoria, 22nd November. So it would be either 21st or 22nd November. They would be having an additional round, not the additional round, but for the month of November. And there would be lots of invites coming in. So those who are still waiting for the invites, they should keep an eye on their inbox. 22nd November would be the date, and lots of engineers, IT, and even offshore applicants would be invited. And I'm also predicting that on 22nd or 23rd of November, 189 invitation rounds would happen as well. Because I believe that won't be doing in December, they would be doing mainly in November. So lots of offshore invitations were being given last time. This time it's more onshore. So those are onshore, just keep an eye on your invitations and make sure you don't have the duplicate EOIs, because that might affect or that might give one, your EOI would be wasted if you get invites from both, and somebody who is more deserving won't get a chance. So make sure you have kept your EOIs intact but updated, so no more issues down the line once you've been invited. And obviously you need to meet the schedule 60, so make sure that whatever as per the schedule 60, you must need to have those things valid. Apart from that, the partner points can be updated or documents can be updated down the line. We'll take few questions because we have few here, and then we'll go up to the New South Wales update and I think Western Australia one. Yeah, so let's take the question number one question. Okay. So the first question is, hi sir, I'm currently working with Department of Health as a senior Power B developer in Victoria, currently on 90 points, but no invite yet. My current visa finishing Fab. Zoeb, I believe that we need to, if you consult us, we need to read, check your EOI, plus we also need to check your ROI as well. Because mainly the ROI these days are based on more towards the salary part. And also there are a few tweaks you need to do in order to get you get into the filter and you've been invited. So if you are close to Feb 2023, you have an opportunity to apply 408 that will give you more 1 year, one more year in order to apply, in order to wait for the the 190 invitation. But whereas my perception is that your profile looks really good, I don't know how they have missed you, but I think we need to check your EO and ROI. There might be something which you are missing. We'll take another one. All right, so Sonu is asking, I do live in regional Melbourne. Can I apply for 189? No, unfortunately, Tasmania do not offer anybody interstate. They might sometimes you can lodge an EUI, but there's very less chance that they will invite anybody in interstate. And you said that you studied IT, but where exactly you have studied IT, we have no idea. So you need to have your question a bit more elaborated, so at least I can answer you. Let's go to the next one. So I think, okay, so currently working department, Power B developer, salary around a degree, assessed as a business analyst, but no invite yet. We got business analyst of one of my employees. So, so team, if you can check my voice is audible to everyone, and am I visible as well? Because I just found that I'm lagging a bit. Okay, so all good. So Zoeb, your profile looks good. I believe. Have you lodged an ROI? Because my first question is that, because you seems like you have lodged an EOI, but I'm not sure whether you have lodged an ROI or not. So double check it. And if you're not able to crack the invitation as yet, then you have an opportunity to apply for 408. If not 408, then there still have chance that by Feb you've been invited. We need to check your EO and ROI. There might be something which is not exactly mentioned, or might be there is some glitch into your EO and ROI. That's why you've been not invited. Otherwise, your profile is quite promising, to be honest. Let's take the another one. So I want to ask, is Australia taking 491? Yes, they're not. Human resource manager, yes, they do. South Australia do have human resource manager in their list. Even I think Tasmania do have it, but Tasmania is not taking the offshore applications as of now. But South Australia definitely do. There is certain requirements you need to meet. Competition is quite high. Even you can also lodge Victorian EO and ROI for human resource manager because they don't have any specific list. NT, I'm not sure. We need to double check it in Queensland. But yes, there are few states available. You must need to have your skill assessment, full skill assessment from IML, because human resource managers are not being assessed by VITASA. It's been assessed by IML. So make sure you have your skill assessment done. And then probably 7 each and 8 each would give you a buffer in order to get a positive outcome from South Australia. All right, let's go to the next question. All right, so Sonas are after pre-invite of 491, after uploading document, how many days to get an update? Generally, Sonu, if you're talking about Tasmania, they take 30 to All right. Sorry, team. We have some technical issues, and we have to just go with the question again with the Sonu. So, Sonu, team, if you can put the Sonu's question, and we will able to answer that. So, how many days once you get a pre-invite 491? So, if you're talking about Tasmania, if you have lodged an ROI, then you would able to lodge an application. Say they give you 14 to 21 days to lodge the pre-invite application. As soon as you does, then they may take another 30 to 35 days. So generally that's the time frame, 30 to 35 days. Similar happened to one of my clients. She's a human resource advisor. She got the pre-invite, then we submitted documents, and it took like, I think, 30 or 35 odd days, and she got the invite for 491. So if it's Tasmania, then pretty much the same thing for you, Zonu. Let's take the another one. Yeah. So I think it's a connection. The first one for the AYZ is 482 is often Pakistan. Is it a scam? And then probably he has asked, if my brother get a franchise in Australia, then can he get 2 years visa in 482 Catalan? Now, the first thing, AYZ, we are not sure which agent has offered you 482, but 482 requires an employer and a genuine employer in Australia who is operating, and they must need to have a standard business sponsorship. Once you have that one, then you can lodge a nomination and visa application. But prior to that one, you also need to do a labor market testing. So there are lots of steps before you lodge the visa application. Generally, you cannot self sponsored yourself for 482 until and unless it's under the company. But again, franchisee model is not an ideal one for 482, because generally they do reject the applications, because franchisee model head office is normally handles all the operations. So mainly in that case, your brother can be a manager, but again, the retail manager, any of the retail stores are not under the 482. So unfortunately, your brother would not be able to apply. Let's take the next one.
Temporary activity visa. Are you planning to travel to Australia for a temporary activity? Are you a businessman or craftsman or sports person and has a plan for a short stay in Australia? We are here to guide you and assist you with the complete procedure of temporary activity visa. Contact Think Hire Consultants at thinkhire.com.au.
Hello, everyone. Another interesting fact regarding. Welcome back, team. I think we still have lots of technical issues. I don't know what's happening today, but I'll try to answer. So Sonu is asking that what kind of documents we require for the 491. So if you're applying for this Victoria 491, then the 491 requires you to have minimum 3 years of living in the regional Victoria. So you must need to have all the evidences that you've been living in Victoria, like if you are having a lease, then lease documents. If you're under a sublease, then you have to show the bank transfer and the receipts that you're paying the rent, utility bills, driving license, and all those stuff. Apart from it, there you also require, if you have mentioned that you're working in a nominated occupation, then your super statement, your contract, and the pay stubs. So these are the important documents. Apart from that, the basic ones are skill assessment, passport, your IELTS, PTE, whatever you have it. Okay, so these are the ones which you require in order to apply for 491 soon after getting the pre-invite. Now, Mustafa is asking what are the all visa refusal after getting. it all depends on what documents you have submitted to the the state. For instance, Victoria is quite basic, so you have to submit basic 4 or 5 documents they ask for. They generally check the documents. If they're all verifiable or they're all genuine, then they will invite you. So more than 99% what we have observed that you get an invite, but 1 or 2% might be a chances that where you apply for 491 but you can't prove yourself that you've been there in Victoria for 3 months in regional Victoria, then they may reject your application. Or even if you have claimed experience and based on experience or salary you have been invited, but somehow you won't be able to prove that this is the gross salary you have mentioned in the ROI, they'll reject the application. So this is how it works. So hopefully, if all the documents are correct, then I don't think so there would be any issues. All right, so let's go to the next topic. So Western Australia state sponsorship, again, a big round coming up this month, and lots of 491s or 190 would be there. And hopefully, so team, if you can just let me know if I'm audible right now, because if it's still the technical issues there, then we should redo it. All right, so I think we are all good as of now. So yes, so what we can do right now is to go with a short break. I'll double check the connection and then we'll discuss about the Western Australia. So just be right back. We'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah.
Mr. Hamid is an engineer who has recently graduated from one of the engineering university under Washington Accord. After successful completion of his studies, he was looking for opportunities that gave him job-ready experience and career pathway. One of his friends advised that Australia are looking for fresh international graduates with good English, offering them work visa that allows them to work and study in Australia. Mr. Hamid consulted Think Higher Consultants without wasting any time. Think Higher Consultants provided him hassle-free and high-quality processing services. He got his 476 work visa in few months. Hamid landed to Australia and found a good job. He also studied professional year program in Australia through Think Higher Consultants and got his permanent residency in no time. Contact Think Higher Consultants for 476 engineering graduate work visa. He provided personalized and on-spot services, leads to permanent visa pathways and Australian citizenship. Web, www.thinkhigher.com.au. Facebook, Think Higher Consultants. Twitter, Think Higher AUS. Instagram, Think Higher Consultants.
Welcome back, viewers. So we were talking about Western Australia state sponsorships. A big round is coming end of this month. So is that I've already predicted 189 invitation round on 22nd or 23rd of November, and the third is the Western Australia round. Western Australia is also inviting lots of offshore and onshore applicants. Offshore and onshore mainly to 491 because they are really strict in getting, giving the 190 subject to if you are in Western Australia. So if you are working in Australia, then you have an opportunity at 190 apart from that interstate or offshore, mainly 491s. So that's what we have so far for you. Any questions you might have, you can ask me right now. I've tried to answer most of them, but again, if you have any small or basic question, ask it right now. More than happy to answer. Team, if you can check any questions on the social media and need to answer, so we can do it right now before we wrap up this session. All right, so again has the same question, so I'll give you an exact answer which I've already done prior. If you go into the 491 Victoria and you've got a pre-invite, you have to submit documents to the online portal. So they will open a portal for you. You have to submit the documents there. The basic documents are passport, skill assessment, your PTE. If you have given the employment details, then obviously you need to have a contract, superannuation contribution from ATO. And the third one is pay slips. And if you're living in regional Victoria, then most likely you have to give the 3 months residential proof. That would be either lease or sublease, or the bank statements that shows that you have paid the rent to the landlord, your driving license, and then there would be utility bills. So these are the things they do require in order to approve the pre-invite. Uh, and hopefully you might have these all documents in order to have a successful outcome of your pre-invite to get a final invitation. I think, hope that helps. We'll wait for another few seconds. If any other questions you may ask, otherwise we'll wrap up this session. Hopefully you have liked the session and have got the enough information in order to launch the application either through your migration agent or by yourself. But again, I would highly recommend that if you are unsure about any of the information or documents, you should hire a migration agent. They do charge you a fee, but ultimately you would have a peace of mind. I think everybody is solid. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. So we'll be signing out now. And hopefully next 11th or 12th December, I would be overseas, but I'll try to come up with another session and give you more updates. Till then, have a good day. Cheers. Allah Hafiz.